Hey everyone, we are at the fifth annual Patterson Poetry Festival. This year we are at International High School in Patterson, New Jersey.
We have a very special relationship at the Patterson Museum with Wordseed Inc. here in Patterson. Wordseed does not have a brick and mortar, so we host a series of open mic nights with them at the museum, and we are also collaborating together for an exhibit for Poetry Month, which will be about the poets of Patterson, past, present, and future.
Patterson Poetry Festival is great because you have such dynamic and diverse talent within this town. And this is one of the outlets and one of the ways that the community, or even the greater community in general, can come and express themselves, to show their creativity, to share their stories.
The 5th annual Patterson Poetry Festival. Can you please join us in the auditorium for the official kickoff?
Patterson Poetry Festival Stage 2022. We are glad you're here. Welcome to the stage for Shopwright.
What's up, everybody? My name's Shopwright, never been wrong. And honored to be here and a part of the art scene that's been cultivated and grown up here. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey, and it's so nice to have something similar, something I experienced home in my new home here in Patterson, of which I've been 2 years. So thank y'all for making this place, this city what it is, and glad to experience it. And I'm going to do some poems, and hopefully they're good. If they're not, tell me so I can make them better. Cool? What's up, everybody? Like I said, name, Rashad, and that means someone who's always on the right path. And that's funny, because I've taken more wrong turns than white newlyweds in horror movies. I'm the oldest of 3, so at one point, there were 2 little girls that looked just like me, and they had to sit through all my TV shows. So they knew all 152 Pokemon before they knew the alphabet had the last letter. I can run 2 miles in like 12 minutes. Can swim a whole lap in a single chewed up breath. And if you give me a bicycle, I'll make a car think it was a skateboard. I don't believe in capital letters. I believe in equal opportunity. I'm pretty sure Tupac is alive and living in Jersey City, and I'll never shower before getting into a pool. Pretty sure it defeats the purpose. I'm my mother's son, so whenever I rise, it's always her shine in my eyes, and she raised this voice Christian. So all these poems have at least one amen in it. Can I get an amen? Amen. Because back in the days, I believed in God. And then I started believing in myself. Nowadays, I dream big enough to try believing in both at the same time. I'm kind of allergic to nuts. I wear dog tags. I act like it's Rosie. I know my right side. I don't know my left. I've done more sports than states I've been to. I fight hard and love hard enough to break my own heart in half. I'm National Guard, so I'm part-time soldier. Full-time pissed off. I fired more bullets than hands I shook and had. So many guns in my mouth I could spit out a full clip. So when I love someone, trust I hold them with a full grip, and I am bad at lying. And on most days, I'm even worse at dealing with the truth. And the truth is, I feel like a car accident that keeps waking up in the morning. And the morning is never done, no matter how many yesterdays I've had. I'm good. And so many things can do all with a whole family tree tied behind my back and still feel like a really small fish on a really big table. I can have skin made of gold and still confuse it for rust. I'm a dragon in denial of my own flame. My voice is a fairy tale I'm still trying to believe in. I hate talking about myself, but I'm really good at the things I hate, and sometimes I'm so hard on myself that tomorrow always feels like a miracle sent to the wrong address. I mean, we all heard the saying, practice makes perfect. And I've had to practice being this broken for so long, you couldn't fix me if you tried, and I 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 tried. But all that aside, My name's Rashad. You have no idea how nice it is to meet you. Hey, my dad? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yeah, once you share space, be heard, be seen, be listened to, and coming up doing poetry from Jersey City and from my background, I often felt like I wasn't heard, often felt like I wasn't seen, often didn't feel present or like I even deserved to take up space. Until I got into high school, and so I started doing poetry and performing on the stage, very similar to this during my high school arts festival. That was the first time I ever performed. And that's when I found my voice, found this world that you all have been involved in for like X amount of years, for your entire lives, even if this is your first time hearing poetry. This is the magic, this is what this has been for me. And you all are affirming this by listening to me right now, by listening to everyone else. And I'm so happy that other people will be able to experience the gift I experienced back when I was in high school. And y'all are giving someone that experience right now. So 8 years later, they may be on some stage across the country doing poetry, and you may have been at their first show. And this may be their first show today. So give yourselves a round of applause for the potential that could happen today. And speaking of potential, I'm gonna do another piece. It's kind of improv, meaning I got a couple of bones and pieces and skeletons there, but we're just gonna piece it together and see where this goes now. Cool. This on? Check. 2, 1, 2. What is this? You boy shot right, so you got the business? Okay. I wrote something today. Jotted it down on a blank sheet of paper, scribbled it out, crossed everything out until I got it right. I wrote something today. Because I decided I would try to get it right today. I wrote something today, scribbled it, jotted it down, maybe with a pencil or a pen. I wrote something today. I'm still writing something today. I wrote something today because the whole world told me I deserve to take a second chance. I wrote something today, and you can't tell me it isn't a chance, isn't a crap shot, isn't someone rolling the die, isn't me trying to make heads or tails out of a single moment. I wrote something today that tells me I deserve to be in the moment. It might be a love letter, it might be an apology, it might be a moment spread long enough to last an entire song. I might have wrote a song today. Might have wrote something for you to sing along today. I wrote something because I want someone to hold my hand today. I wrote something that feels like a held hand, jotted it down, scribbled it out, wrote it, and spread it across the lines. The words so heavy that it bent the line into a smile. I wrote a smile and put it on the page today. I wrote something that could tear someone out of a cage. I did that all in the span of a single day. I wrote something today, and it took me so long that forever forgot it was supposed to come to an end. I wrote something with a pen. I didn't use an eraser because I told myself there weren't going to be any mistakes today. I wrote something that was going to be all it needed today. I wrote something today, and you can't tell me it isn't enough, but it's enough for me. I put myself on a page today. Yeah. And told it that it was going to be the happy ending I've always wanted. I wrote something today. And thanks for listening. Right. Yes. Say my name. And now I'm honored to announce that I'm getting off this daggone stage, and y'all are gonna hear some beautiful magic words from a good friend of mine, also a role model to the community. Let me hear it for Jock Weir. Can y'all hear me out there? Hello, everyone. Can we please give it up for that dynamic, amazing, honorary gentleman, Brother Sean Wright? Can we please give it up? Quest, what up, baby? What's up, man? Can we give up the DJ Quest love? Can we please give it up for our sound brothers over here? Huh? Give it up, gentlemen. Love what you're doing. I know y'all are looking like, astronaut? Really? Well, one of the things that we were doing, especially given the fact this is our fifth anniversary, was one to, dress in white. But what I had was white. Yeah, it needed to be in the cleaners and all that good stuff. So I remember reading a book. So those of you, and you go to the other section, you have Kavan Carey Press, one of our partners. The great Patterson Museum, one of our partners, and the free Patterson Public Library. The book that I read was called The Age of Wonder. In fact, I checked it out at that Patterson Public Library. Written by Richard Holmes. And the book talked about the Romantic period and how it was a time when the artists and the scientists were friends and the astronomers were poets. That's why I'm going to the moon tonight. And we're all going to go to the moon because we got some dynamic poets who are going to take us there. But right now, one of those dynamic poets, this special young lady, not only is she a part of the great organization known as WordSeed Inc., she is an author. Yes. Can we please give it up for the authors? Coming to the stage, the fighting pride of Paterson, New Jersey. Can we please give it up for the one and only Felicia?
Thank you for that welcome. This is for public consumption. This is for public consumption, not to be confused with any type of public corruption. This lyrical journey will take you past any one of your assumptions. Let these words ring your ears. Listen up. Yeah, it's about to be kind of scrumptious. I'm talking about the way this pen drops into the paper. It will make you stand up now. Look, oops, you got the vapors. Now you know how that black pen goes to that white paper. I need you all in, consumed, mesmerized by my wordplay. Don't get it confused, misconstrued. This ain't a poem about sex, drugs, or gunplay. But I mean, if you want, listen, if you will, hell, I can write about that too. But for now, it's about these words and how they're about to take hold of you. I said these words and how they're about to take over you. Never will you see a pen as bad as this one when she's moving, creating. It's a Picasso, Michelangelo, a Van Gogh, get you one. The words that bounce from my paper and penetrates your ears, they stalk your soul. Yeah, this poem is about to be fire, take hold. Then the way the words tantalize your spirit, create pulses in your brain, and the way my pen strokes the paper. Wait, this is way too much for him. Hold on, Mr. Pen, behave. See, this writing thing for me, it excites my soul, electrifies my body. It's a hot plate. I promise I'll never serve it cold, but honestly, it's a tragedy. For real, y'all, my pen creates mass casualties. I don't do this haphazardly. I'm a girl with a pen. This is how it has to be. Even if I'm running, ain't nobody running fast as me, so magically my words lift you, carry you, but never pass me. A pen, a pencil, it don't even matter to me. I was born to do this actually. This gift runs through me naturally, so gradually I'll leave you with this. You've been formally blessed by my pen. Take it, here, it's my gift. My veins bleed words and rhymes and drips through my pen. It's my honor to give you this gift. How did I start this again? This is for public consumption. Thank you. Welcome to Paterson Poetry Festival. We are super excited. For 364 days, we've been planning this day for you, and we are excited to see it culminate. And a little Hurricane Ian, nah, we're not worried about him. We thank all the partners who allowed us. Truly, this is going to be said quite a few times tonight, so just get used to hearing it. We believe in appreciation. We believe in the blessings that we receive from others, right? And our great, great partners, too many to name. And we believe that we have an obligation with that blessing that we get from others, that blessing of support. All of you, how you support us, financial blessing, logistics blessings, and we have an obligation to give it back, right? So this is us giving back. You'll see us giving back all year long, not just with Patterson Poetry Festival, but if you follow us, you'll hear about our literary programs throughout the year, our youth programs throughout the year. Do you see the Patterson, do you see the little free libraries out and about around Patterson? That's us too. So we believe in giving back, these gifts that we have. So I thought it was only right that I started my set today with that particular poem. You want to hear some love stuff? Let's see. I like this one. You steal my soul. I dreamed about us last night, and I saw you standing there and waiting for me. You motioned me closer, and that knocking thing happened in my knees. You bit your lip, and I remember what that meant. My heart, it fluttered, and you didn't even need to say nothing. It was the gaze of your eyes, as if I was the woman you had waited for all your life. As if I was the moon. You just gazed at me. Scared me, really, but I was captivated fully, as if I was the deer and you the hunter. You just gazed at me. Like I was the missing link to everything you had ever prayed for, imagined, or could ever think. And my heart, it fluttered like birds splashing in a pond. It screamed like the hawk, and it ached at how much time had gone in my body. You remember how it's beautiful, like the green rolling hills. It stood erect, unable to budge. It was glistening and still, and then you cocked your neck to the side. Oh, why did you do that? Just staring at me, and the little girl inside me blushed, and I turned away so you couldn't see, and that was pretty much all to the tree. But it got me to thinking, like, what's happening to me? Why am I tripping? I'm recalling how our lips would touch, and you would ever so gently breathe in deeply. You'd embrace me completely, and you'd passionately kiss me. Then you pull back a bit, and you suck in the air from my mouth, and it happens electrically, and it's almost magically that you take breath from me, and we exchange automatically. But oddly, it's refreshing, and it's all the more surprising that yet I'm still standing with my heart only beating, but my soul is just pounding. It cries yes, and it's resounding. I'm more alive when you take breath from me. You've just doubled my energy, and somehow this exchange has intertwined us naturally, making it clear and undeniably. Two souls down to one, subtraction mathematically. But you also have the potential to make me forget your credentials and forget what I'm missing, because I forget you are forbidden. Because baby, you are an ex, and I vow not this way again. Off limits, I mean. Regardless of how great this all seems, one thing I desire, and it'll be so glorious if I could think a bit more rationally and find that inner voice in me that will wake me and shake me, and then I'd surely change course in all this forbidden love. Gotta be lust and immoral. If we went this way, I'm talking something abnormal. Yet I crave your embrace, and the spark of your eye, and the fire in your kiss, and it's exactly how I remember it. What an epic experience, and a sight to behold, but like a thief in the night, it's you again coming for my soul. You still my soul. Thank you. How about some women empowerment? Just a little bit. This is called Word Vibes. I got vivid, vibrant, vivacious vibes, but sometimes I'm sullen, sunken, and I let out saddening sighs. Or I'm dancing, dainty, and sometimes I have dapper days, or I'm wimpy, whiny, and have whispering ways. Peacemaker, peachy, pop party, scary, sketchy, skeevy, sorry. Lusting, lasting, luscious lips, scandalous, sassy, sinking ships, logical, loving, luring, lioness, oppressed, overreactive, obnoxious, obsessed, upscale, uniting, uplifting, understanding, angry, anxious, absent, all-consuming, sexual, savory, satisfied, smiley, mouthy, manipulative, misunderstood, misguided, cute, cool, collected, caring, dark, distracted, distant, daring, friendly or fraud, basic to broad, nice, straight for your neck, unique, chronic unrest, radiant, real petty, engaging, always edgy, a sight to see, way too curvy, emotional wreck, always looking for the best, insensitive rants, afraid to take a chance, life of the party, love way too heartily, living out loud, black and proud, sadness, selfish, sometimes self-destructive. I said I got vivid, vibrant, vivacious vibes, silly and sunshine, masked, deep soul ties. I said silly and sunshine, masked, deep, silent, secret cries. So don't judge me. Just love me. Don't hate me. Be there for me. Don't talk about me. Just help me, woman. I see you. Self, I promise, I'll be more good to you. Thank you. One more? Okay. Now one more? Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I like this one. I had done a set last night. It was a grown folks set. And the stuff I did last night certainly wouldn't do at this family-friendly event. There's all type of poetry, right? All type of writing, and if you can see, there's different styles, right? And you'll hear many different styles here tonight. I like to play with words, right? So people like to just write off a topic and just, kind of theatrically just go and still play with words. And it's just truly exciting. And I just want to say we are, as artists of words, we are truly appreciative that our art is being appreciated. Sometimes it's underappreciated, right? The other arts, singing and dancing and visual arts, they are amazing. And those are great art. They are blessings. Those are great arts from our creator, right? But sometimes we as writers, we feel like we don't really get the recognition as an artist. So I thank y'all. Every opportunity I get, I'm gonna thank you guys for enjoying the written and the spoken word. And so I thought I was done with my set that I created for last night for this grown folks event. And then if you're a writer in the audience, sometimes something will spark you, a line, an experience, a word, and you'll just write. So I shut my door Wednesday morning at my desk and at my office, and I'm like, ooh, I got something. And so I'm going to share that with you tonight. This is called The Oath to Me. Slowly and gently, would you passionately kiss me, explore me artfully. Now take this oath to me carefully. Can we do this thing faithfully? I'm not good at sharing, so I need this thing desperately. I'm talking a full commitment to me, to love me honorably, to hold me closely, never letting go of me, to share with me honestly, care for me continually, challenge me thoughtfully, and press my mind imaginatively. Would you give me something to come home to peacefully? Stare at me obsessively. Love spills from our bedroom to the rest of our lives, transition smoothly. Look beyond my mask deeply. Don't stand for my toxicity. Tend my wounds caringly. Share yourself intimately, mentally, not just physically. Let me be soft and pink naturally. Be my covering spiritually. But love my expressive individuality. Safe when you around, protectively when I need assurance. Speak into me intentionally. So would you take this oath carefully? Grow old with longevity, maintain our vitality. Stale chips, sinking ships. If we fail miserably, we'd be a whole tragedy. How about I make you an oath specifically? I promise to love you respectfully, be trustworthy with morality, look up to you admiringly, and in the roughest of times especially, I'll laugh with you youthfully, and always remembering that thoughtfully and carefully, you declared boldly, strongly and confidently, loudly and lovingly, when you made your oath to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm really looking forward to the open mic. This will give people in our community an opportunity to take the mic and really share their words with us. So I'm excited about it.
Today, I am at International High School for the 5th annual Patterson Poetry Festival. So I will be here vending today, all day, and tomorrow. We're selling a bunch of wonderful, wonderful books for the community at a discounted rate. And then we are also participating as a partner with Word Scene and Patterson Poetry Festival for a couple of other opportunities.
Love. Tag on the ghetto grottos of closed stores or main avenues. It's when the doors of businesses shut that the church outside the churches restore their session. Out walk the poets and artists to write our fables on the sides of buildings. A congregation sauntering after dark shows up with hands to mark temples until printed. Now, letters. Letters on the textbooks of walls spelling out these mythical streets. These are the lowly carpenters of mural and bodega. Index fingers bent like the hugging of a trigger, pressing nozzles down to reach a new consecration. Empty vessels without the pressures of color, existing in this world on the insides of precious. How he means us, they ask in each graffiti, making these mountains out of stories from the bottoms, the way bottoms. The Jersey City, Patterson, Newark 973 bottoms of $3 aluminum miracles. Spray cans like bread, our love for Bibles scripted into bubbles. Thank you.
What's happening at the 5th Annual Poetry Festival? Y'all, we have some really, really, really dope artists.
Poetry for me personally, it brings, so much peace, solace, and it's been an outlet for me to be able to express myself, my thoughts, my ideas, my inspirations, my concerns. It's one of those vehicles where I've been able to, to use and to release out into the world, and hopefully to be able to make it better than when I have actually received it.
Poetry has a lot of and many different forms of inspiration, but as artists, we are inspired by many different things. Our personal lives, the lives of others, issues and situations, things that we may see. There's a spirit about that. And so this piece, I want to dedicate to all you creatives out there. Everyone technically is a creative, although everyone's not really technically an artist. However, this piece is going to embody that spirit, and it's actually a part of my debut spoken word poetry project entitled Defiance Desperation. I know, terrible plug. But I want to speak to that spirit, and it's aptly entitled Rebel for Life. Reaching everyone by expressing life, the rebel I am. Inspiring all mankind, yes I can. From man, woman to child, woman to man. The world is before us, and this is where we stand. See, we don't do this for the Oscars, Tony Emmys, or the Grammys, because we're expressing life for what it is and all that it can be. Producing art that shows the beauty and the truth of humanity, because we've been in prisons to its status quo, chained to its insanity. This industry's affliction of constant repetition, projects driven by profit-making addictions. It can leave art's existence in an ALS condition, but it's time for a new mission, an ethos, a new vision, a new way of living, an artist's life apparition. You see, the culture of the game has you addicted to the fame, but we should create things that matter from our hearts and our brains. See, now is the time for creativity is divine, to express our true nature, that of a creator. I live forever in that spirit into my last sunset, and I pass in the night, because I am a rebel for life. In the death of the artist is from the death on the artists. Billionaires and big tech take what's left from the artists. I want to share one more with you all, if I may. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. There are many things in life, many issues and things that concern us, and sometimes we get boggled down with the small things, but we forget about the big picture. The fact that there's greatness in each and every one of us, more than we even realize or even know. In this piece I want to share with you all, especially in honor of the fact that you're astronomers and poets. This piece is entitled The Big Picture. Look into the windows of my soul. You see the big picture. I'm from the book of Eli. My life is the full scripture. See, the idea I represent is so righteous yet scandalous, because part of being a rebel is being a rebel vandalist. A universal type from a universal life, as a universal creator gave us universal might for greater understanding through this journey of man. And with the arts and the sciences, it's an age of wonder of alliances. Children of the cosmos, as we express our Picassos. See, as we embody a universe, our creations are colossal. Recognizing that this power is innate. From this glass prison we escape using the power to create. But make no mistake, because the world is at stake. And we need the audacity to inject our empathic capacity to cure this catastrophe. You see, it's one for one, it's one for all. So we are universally connected as the universe is in us all. And we can live forever as we manifest into infinity, because we are the carriers and the crucibles of everything that was, everything that is, and everything that ever will be. Thank you. I had to get that out. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Hold on. Are you ready? I hear third time's a charm. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage now. This future Hall of Famer finds her way all the way to the hardwood. Not only is she one of Patterson's finest educators, she is the head of Word Seed Incorporated. Not only is she also the Patterson Arts Exchange Commissioner, the originator, the founder of the Paterson Poetry Festival. Can we please give it up for the dynamic, the one, the only, Queen Talina Michelle! Let's go!
That was so generous. I love it. Thank you so much. We are so far behind, but it's all good. Y'all are good? We good? We have 3 amazing poets coming up next. I'm going to do one poem in the interest of time, and then I'll come back all day long and give you some more. Is that okay? Yeah. Give us a good one. Yeah. Which one is a good one? All right. I was thinking about 8. Is that all right? All right. That works. All right. Denise says it's all right. Today, we arrived at school without 19 of the little ones, the littlest ones, 8 years old. 8 years old. 8 years old is too young to drive, too young to go to prom, too short to ride the roller coaster, too young to know better, 2 years short of the double-digit ages, but old enough to add to the number 244. This is the number of school shootings before Robb Elementary. When will it end? Some of them were 9 and 10, some were 11. All of them are in heaven, where they will take classes on visiting dreams and guardian angelship. There will be no lessons on guns, no AK or AR quiz. There is no big test on ammunition. They'll be exempt from judgment, and they'll be too young to ride the horses. They should be learning to use patterns, to find the factors and multiples of numbers, to convert and calculate units of measures, not be the numbers, not be counted in a litany of murders. They should be reading new genres, marveling in the myths, listening to the literary legends, folktales, and fables. They should be connecting to characters and experiencing legendary events in their own lives. They should not be the non-fiction horror added to the number 244. They should be learning the truth about this nation. They should be looking at the scientific processes of classification. They should be studying organisms and the motion of objects, except bullets, and how they affect humans. No child needs to know that. They should be learning about electricity and circuits, rocks, fossils, and meteorology, not whether there'll be an active shooter today. They should be having spelling bees and learning about the place where they live, where they live, where they live. 8-year-olds, 9, 10, 11-year-olds should be discovering themselves as readers and writers and researchers. They should be storytellers, not headlines. They should be alive. That's a little bit dark, but it's important to do in a school. So I appreciate you for that. But don't worry, we have a lot of poetry today that is not all dark. And to prove that point, I want you to see, this, you can't see this from here, but trust me, it's beautiful. Get yourself a copy of Elijah Pringle. I am so honored that the name of this text is called Live at the Patterson Poetry Festival. Just know that it's awesome. It's awesome. Just go ahead and clap for it now. Just go ahead. I'll bring to the stage my brother. He doesn't know he's my brother. I just decided I decided when I first ever heard him during pandemic. We're still in pandemic, but first ever during the quarantine portion of pandemic, poets have decided that we will not stop this and started doing Zoom poetry. Some people didn't even know how to do Zoom, but they made the dedication to do it, right? And so I saw Elijah Pringle on a Zoom poetry event, Elijah Pringle III, and I knew right away that he was my brother. And I said, I gotta work with him. So my dreams have come true. Elijah Pringle III is here. Elijah B. Pringle III is here right now. Welcome to the stage, brother. Come on. He came here from Philly. He's a Philadelphia-based poet who has edited and published several chapbooks by other poets, as well as published several chapbooks of his own poetry and prose. His work has been featured in over 30 anthologies and journals, including the Patterson Poetry Review, The Gods Must Be Bored, Fox Chase Poetry Review, River Poetry Journey, The River and Anthologies by Robbins Bookstore, Lily Press, as well as Press and Foothill Publishing. His insights and opinions have appeared in the New York Times, Newsweek, and Philadelphia Daily News. This man is the truth. I just added that myself. Mr. Pringle is also a much sought after writing workshop facilitator. If you need some of that in your life, get the book so you can get the contact information. And he did not say in this beautiful bio of him that I got to work with him on Brown, Black, and Blues, also produced by Patterson Performing Arts Development Council with Denise Womack at the lead. Now I'm being quiet and letting you hear the space for Elijah Pringle III.
Well, thank you for asking me to be here. I think I'll just start. Light beams down and bends at my bed, runs across the cover and strikes my head. The shade is torn by the dawn's early light. Thank God the moon wasn't out late last night. America, America, land of grime. America, America, full of crime. Sweet land of poverty, to the icing, to the icing. Talking cars full of promises and lies. lies. This idealism will exhaust alibis. Some surviving, which will probably they hail. Big brother happy because they think he hasn't failed. America, America, a chicken in every pot. America, America, each man makes his lot. Sweet lad of prophecy, to thee I sing, to thee I sing. When the cymbals of the trolley drum rolls, my big brass metal empty my soul, and the bars bursting in air. See all the dead soldiers laying over the stairs. America, America, I'll fight in thee. America, America, watch as I bleed. Sweet land of mobility, sweet land of poverty, sweet land of prophecy. To thee I sing, to thee I sing, to thee I sing. The next poem I'd like to share is a poem that deals with segregation. Sometimes I get too over the head with my message, and sometimes I like to be a little bit more subtle. So this deals with segregation and how some families triumphantly dealt with this. And it's called Digging Those Two Letters. She couldn't read or write, but she knew that Grandma Wilhelmina in wisdom began with her favorite letter, W. One you arm in arm with another you, just like her and Grandma walking to town. Two yous are far stronger than one. Working together, they do miracles, changing vowels into a consonant. W has powers. W is for whites. She sees W, so she is no longer thirsty. W, she doesn't even have to go to eat. Another W, and she doesn't hardly have to pee. It's a superhero letter that takes away the need for water, bathroom, food. She is so smart at only 3 years here. W means C is we, so now she can drink. Rivers Accept the Waters is really a poem about mothers. So whenever you hear the word rivers, just insert the word mother. Rivers accept the waters, brought to them by streams, by rain, whatever flows to them, they carry without complaining. Creeks bring their offerings down mountains, through valleys, never swimming to us. Rivers accept what is brought to them, the waste, the impurities, the noxious, rippling all the way to the sea, to the ocean. Rivers carry all that flows to them. They do not have the stillness of lakes surrounded by land, where sediment floats to the bottom. Rivers accept all turbid offerings sacrificed into them, gushing forth, battering out a warning. If you do not move, you will be swept away into the quickly correcting current which gathers all that would not retreat to the banks. Rivers accept all debris just to accept the waters. Blaxploitation? Hell no! 5 old eager foxes with skin-tight jeans and skirts that go from waist to cheeks. And they all had gigantic, in-your-face, bigger than attitude naturals, or rows of intricate braids, symmetrically placed plaits. And yes, the wigs, even perms, Watu Wazuri. Folks now don't know that means beautiful people. But now, it's only Miss Carol, tresses all super straight or extended by bald Korean women trying to feed their family. Black girls swinging their hair like black bodies hanging. And I say, sisters, get your Afro sheen back. Get your Afro sheen. This is a poem, it's only 26 words. It goes from birth to death to mourning. And I think that we don't understand that it's not birth to death, it's really birth to death to mourning to rebirth. So this one is called Northerly Twang, which is where I'm from. Birth slang. Their gang, bang, bang! God dang, death sprang, tears sprang, we sang, they hang, we. Thank you. In Philadelphia, and I'm sure it happened in a lot of areas, there's a lot of hospital closing, and it's funny how most hospitals, right before they close, they always close the maternity wards first, in case you didn't know that. So if you're in your hospital and the maternity ward is being closed, then guys, that's just, get ready. This one's called G-Town Maternity Ward Morgue. No need to deliver babies. You only monitor epidemics and pandemics and panic. A farm that populates dry grass bales only hay. But what use is the use of a place that doesn't cure? Unsanitized earthen floors, dark and neglected with threats, cultivates a bumper crop of parasites, bacteria, and viruses, of bloody futuristic bar agents, of unnamed sex partners, of poor diet and mother's angst. The effects are clearly seen. No petri dish, no microscope, the effect of a mitotic remorse, not over birth, but after birth. No need for a maternity ward in a hospital that gathers the placentas of stillborns. Black has always been green, mostly because when you ain't got no green, recycling is easy. Nothing gets thrown away. Everything has another purpose. Old mayonnaise jars make red Kool-Aid taste better. And if it fits my brother, the next thing it'll fit me. Recycling is when things go in circle, go back to start, gets fully exhausted. Housing projects are recycling centers full of refuse that gets sorted, labeled, and shoved into bins like disposable coffee cups. You know, you can't bury styrofoam. It'll stay forever. It won't willingly decompose. So you just keep using it till it weathers away, like Sister Miller, who's old and totally spent after raising and feeding children, grandchildren, neighborhoods. See, Black has always been green. The word drapetomania was a term that was a medical term that dealt with why slaves would run away. And this poem is called Social Distancing or Drapetomania. Only social distance we've known is justice. 6 feet can be either horizontal or vertical. Si es separado or 6 feet under, justice has kept this distancia para mí. The end of justice is injustice. It is a lie. It is not a virus. It is a bacteria swarming in a petri dish of white culture supremacy. It propagates in denial. Stresses on flawed reasoning and justification, grows exponentially on hatred. This is not a healing and helpful spring. It does not aid in digestion. It does not make white cheese better. There is no antibiotic unless you become pure. But too many eat at the feast, fugu with its toxicity intact. Venom can be found in the liver, in the eyes, in the skin, in the ovaries. And when you become insensitive, it is because you are now it, and you are the thing in which you have feasted and festered on. And now we are rankled. Our faces wrinkled with disbelief at what is, but you are annoyed that we are not gleeful at our oppression. Drapetomania in a 21st century twist that there is something wrong when we amble through the preamble to create a more perfect union. I'd like to share probably maybe 2 more poems. And once again, I want to thank all of you for listening. There's so many, like I said, different poets. I consider myself to be more of a page poet. Although sometimes I will get theatrical, as you can tell. But this one poem actually was the first, and I'm saying this with humility. This was the first poem that I wrote that actually received international attention, and it dealt with homelessness. And I think that what people don't understand that when you are homeless, that means you don't have an address. And if you don't have an address, that means that you don't know where to send help to. It also may mean that your child has no place to go because they have no home address. And sometimes they remain uneducated. So this one is called Homeless Because. He is homeless because he failed math. He couldn't figure out how to divide one paycheck into 4 hungry children. He could only add to his mountain bills. He could only subtract opportunities. He should have studied how to multiply options. She is homeless because she failed English. She is a pronoun. It is used instead of a noun. Nouns are places, people, things, or ideas. She has no place. People have abandoned her, and the thing is food. But she has no idea from where. Children are homeless because sons and daughters failed biology, not knowing a zygote from a god, snuggled beneath their father's musky armpits. See, he perspires worry about his children, slumbering on his shoulder, comforted by the stench, knowing daddy is nearby. They are homeless because they failed political science. So hard to trace boundaries and remember political parties when you're not at the festivities. Franklin's New Deal does not have the urgency of the raw deal they have been dealt. Cards fall from the bottom of the deck, but homeless is not hopeless. And they have failed political science, biology, English, math, but has society failed humanity? In the sake of keeping things running smoothly, and because I want to hear my beautiful niece, I've adopted Isabella. I want to do this, I want to do one poem. Okay, oh wow.
I'm making a request.
Oh, no, seriously, my niece is going to make me cry. But anyway, so, you want to do it? Woo! All right, so guys, we're recreating something that Isabella did with me.
This is so beautiful. I'll do it. This is so beautiful. Stay here. Thank you to Denise. All right, so we did something called Brown, Black, and Blues. You need to seek this out. And these folks did something so amazing that I just want to give a little piece of it here. They weren't planning this at all, and I just put it together backstage. But these are professionals, don't worry about it. You're welcome.
Blinded by sunlight, her delivered 2 days before the missus frees her from the soil. Elevated to house nigger, chained to the suckling of master's 2 new offspring. Mammy's little white angel, master's new little darky, reaching blindly towards her sustenance. Her firm ebony brownness. Because she desires not to be a mommy, but a mammal. A captured mammal protected by her gland, hoping that her gestation just 2 days before the missus will free her from the fears. And she sits rocking and humming, feeding the overseer and the buck. Half-brothers weeding from each other adulthood as mammy breast runs dry. I'm going to actually put you all to work on one quick piece, and then I'm going to do one piece. I'm going to do it as quickly as I can so I don't take up too much time. This poem is called, your role is, you have to say, it takes a nation of millions. Let's practice that real quick. It takes a nation of millions. This is scary. Patterson has really good harmony. I was expecting to have that. All right, so when I point to you, you say that, and I'll say something.
It takes a nation of millions.
With no morals intact.
It takes a nation of millions.
Forming the lynching pact.
It takes a nation of millions.
From Africa to extract.
It takes a nation of millions.
To hold us back.
It takes a nation of millions.
Now here's a new fact.
It takes a nation of millions.
And too many of you are black. So anyway, that is my protest about guys. And I know I shouldn't be political, but I have to say this. Black lives matter. I don't care who takes the life, be it the police or someone else who looks like the person whose life they just took. So anyway, the last poem I'd like to share is called I'm from Disarray. I am from the unknown West African village that is as elusive as Atlantis or as mythical as Brigadoon. I am from the strength of the unknown passenger who survived the voyage in the belly of Jonah's whale. I am from the sweat and stain and confusion of a people who, if they knew where Mars was, they would have believed this is where they had landed. I am from the dreams of minds that could not be enslaved. I am from the minds of dreams that could not be enslaved. I am from the mind dreams of which could not be enslaved. I am from the ones who accepted names forced upon them, carried them with more dignity than their original owners. I am from the kinsmen who still play drums and search valiantly for their tongues in the throats of other people. I am from the joy of finding love, made familiar by the sun that was still hot, rain that still quenched, and the wind that still pushed. I am from the embrace. I am from the burning embrace. I am from the embrace of the burning feelings of freedom. I am from the who power sanctified, yes, Lord Jesus. God is like master, but his yoke is fine. I am from the soil now called South Carolina, soil now called Tobago, soil that was already here. I am from the unmeasured joys and unbridled anxieties of freedom. Yet, upspring the Holy Ghost, let the rocks cry out this confirmation of survival. I am from the remains of the Great Spirit Force Rest. I am from the late night loving and hoping and praying. I am from the pride of not sharing the crop, but owning the land. I am from the first step in the journey of 1,000,000 miles, which continue with strides I take timidly and boldly. I am from the sandpack under nail laborers and candle burner learners who found strength in their accents. I am from the Pentecostal. I am from the Baptist. I am from the Jehovah's Witnesses, raising and praising their children in God and pleading for salvation at the same time. I am from the breasts of those who nourish and those who beat them. I am from the heart of Eve, the loins of Noah. I am from never give up. Yes, the fifth pregnancy is a son who survived. I am from walk gently, ramifications. I am tiptoed by nooses. I am carry. I am carry slings, carry arrows, fight. I am from the drum that never stopped.
I am the author of Love, Discovery, Recovery, and Relapse. And that's a collection of poetry that I've written, and it takes a journey through love and relationships and learning to love yourself. I am a poet, a spoken word artist, a jeweler. I'm here vending, and I love poetry. So being in this space, being able to use poetry as therapy, as a way to release and a way to connect with other people who have similar journeys and stories that they share in their poetry is why I'm here.
Wepa, mi gente! How's my beautiful people doing? Good. I'm known as Porter Rock. I'm a writer, poet, activist, exciter, whatever you want to call me. I'm an educator as well. I'm a school guidance counselor in the city of Norton. I use my writings, to transmit messages of positivity, motivation, inspiration to the youth. So I have a little something I want to share. Soy arroz junto con habichuela, el ritmo que separa la bomba y plena del hip hop y salsa que corre por mis venas. I am, yo soy. Héctor Lavoe cantando de sus penas y alegrías, convirtiendo sus canciones en poesía. I am, yo soy. The Young Lords marching through back in the day, chanting, despierta boricua, defiende lo tuyo, jíbaro sí, yankee no. Yo soy, I am, taíno, arawak, africano, español. Todo lo que compone un boricua, porque la historia lo hizo así. I am, yo soy. Juan, Miguel, Milagros, Olga, Manuel Slavin, working, paying for the price of bond with my blood, sweat, and tears. Yo soy, I am. Agüevaná, Filiberto, Albizu, Betances y Lolita, peleando por su bandera y la libertad de nuestra gente. I am, yo soy. The classified, the discriminated, the stereotype, former, Goya eating, mira, qué pasa, voice of the struggle. I am, yo soy. El hacha y machete de jíbaros que a veces me visitan en mis sueños para recordarme que Puerto Rico necesita ser libre. I am, yo soy. That barrio bred, brick city, born in the gutter, wild child who will always say it loud and proud, yo soy boricua, pa' que tú lo sepas. I am. The W in huepa, el sofrito que te deja con la boca abierta. I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's feature time. Coming to the stage, this 20-year-old individual is currently completing her degree. She first stepped foot at the Paterson Poetry Festival some several years ago, and she's been rocking ever since. She is one of the blessed daughters of the African diaspora in the lineage of the great Taino people Blues. One of the great Boricua prides. Can we please give it up for this up-and-coming contender? She is on her way. She is creating her first untitled chapbook. Also for the fighting pride of the city of Patterson, can we please give it up for Isabel Cruz?
Hi, hello. I feel like the Rocky theme should have just played after that, right? Get ready. All right, so I think I'm gonna move to these mics so I can walk around, if that's all right with y'all. Can you guys still hear me if I'm walking around a little bit? Yeah? Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna get started with my first piece. This is Hello, My Name Is. I feel like you guys have gotten a very long introduction, and I'm gonna make it longer. So there we go. Hello, my name is Isabel, diminutive form of Elizabeth. My name is Isabel, that's I-S-A-B-E-L, not Isabel with 2 L's, or Isabel with 2 L's and an E, and for damn sure not Isabella. My name is Isabel. It was my great-grandmother's name, a name that struck fear into the heart of todo el campo cabeciduro y certain cabeciduro y clever. My name is Isabel. And you can almost hear the olas rompiendo en la playa when my tongue hits that hard E. My name is Isabel, diasporican poet, Puerto Rican player, raised Catholic, but Willie Perdomo is my gospel. Hit him with that alabanza like I'm Martín Espada. Hello, my name is Isabel, and I knew how to sing before I knew my own name. Silk City songbird, sing like a bee's voice, sweet como limonada. And I'm an only child, which means I was a little freak that sat alone and watched documentaries at age 3, scrolling out bioluminescent and jingly letters and gel pen. That means I was an overachiever, always have been. I put on everyone else's oxygen mask before my own. And sometimes I fancy myself the lead of a Spike Lee joint. Oh, sorry, honey glasses, sorry, I'm my queen for a day dreams. My name is Isabel, and my uniform is a mini skirt, knee-high boots, winged eyeliner, and more cojones than you've ever seen. Yeah, my name is Isabel, and I might be the only 20-year-old out here with a young lord's pen and extensive knowledge of antique glass because I have a penchant for shiny, pretty things and hopeless causes. And I don't believe in heaven because I can't fathom eternity or that anything could be as good as the high I get from performance or from loving someone so hard I get migraines. Yeah, my name is Isabel. And don't you ever fucking forget it. Thank you guys so much. How are we feeling? So, real quick, I wanted to thank Dr. Queen, I wanted to thank Rashad Wright, I wanted to thank Felicia, I want to thank everybody on WordSeed, everybody that made this possible, our mayor, our commissioners. Let's hear it for everyone who made this possible, who has performed, and who will perform. Let's get it. So now, if you like my singing, I'm going to sing a little bit again. How many of you guys know The Prince of Egypt, like the DreamWorks film? Okay, all right. Y'all have kids? No? All right, come on. So if you know The Prince of Egypt, you'll know the lullaby that Moses' mother sings to him. And this is the song that will end cap my piece. This is Motherly Love. Hush now, my baby, be still, love, don't cry. Sleep as you're rocked by the stream. Sleep and remember my last lullaby. casket and let him float down the Nile so that he might have a better life, a chance at survival free of persecution. How Mary took newborn Jesus and fled into Egypt to escape Herod's clutches and the reach of his retribution so that the baby would live. Just think of what a mother would do for her child, and I'll try to understand the mothers that flee across borders, babies in tow, traversing miles of desert or stretches of water with nothing but what they can carry, searching for a better life. Their chance at survival free of persecution. Think of the desperation of Yocheved and Mary and thousands of refugee mothers across the world. Think of that the next time you close your borders. Think of that the next time you tell a ship they must turn around and go back. Think of Yocheved and Moses in camps in Greece, freezing in the freshly fallen snow, or trapped between a closed border and a militia closing in. Think of Mary and Joseph and Jesus separated in cages or face down in the Rio Grande. River, oh river, flow gently for me. Such precious cargo you bear. Do you know somewhere he can live free? River, deliver him there. Thank you. So I'll give you even more backstory on me. I was raised Catholic. And I was in the choir from the age of 5 till the present. I still, whenever they call me, they're like, Isabel, we need a soprano. I'm like, okay, I'll go, and I sing in the choir. But I like to take biblical messages and make them contemporary, even though I don't really vibe with it anymore. I like to use them the way that Jesus would, as parables, and help bridge that gap, because I feel like sometimes in Catholic education, especially where I was educated, it was more theoretical, it was very, like philosophical, it didn't have practical applications, and I think that's something that was missed, and it's part of probably the reason why I don't really gel with it anymore. But yeah, so that's my poetic philosophy on why I'm using a lot of biblical references. So this one is new. I go to school at Smith College. It is in Northampton, Massachusetts, and that's all the way on the other side, like an hour and 30 minutes away from Boston. It is surrounded by cornfields. There is nothing out there. All right, so also Smith College is home to some famous alumna, like Gloria Steinem. How many of y'all know who Gloria Steinem is? Yeah, all right. So Gloria Steinem came to give a speech, and she was talking about democracy. And as I was sitting there, I was writing a poem. So this is my poem called The One in Which the Boricua Goes to Listen to Gloria Steinem Talk About Democracy. Despierta, borinqueños, que han dado la señal. The entire island of Puerto Rico is without power, and I wonder if my grandmother's quenepa trees are still there, tempest-torn but standing, or if they have been washed away in a slurry of mud and detritus. The last extant remnants of Encanto, do the coquis still sing when no hay luces? When Corvin corporations circle like vultures to make luxury condos from the wreckage? Can a weather balloon tell us if the island will ever recover? My thighs stick to these uncompromising lecture hall seats, and I listen to these women who are so shocked about their exclusion from democracy. Can you believe we're the only democracy in the world that doesn't include women in their constitution? If you have been paying attention, it's almost like this democracy has always been predicated upon its exclusions. I cannot be shocked living in this body. I have felt my chest tighten as Supreme Courts roll back Boricua protections. This silly stupefaction does not exist on our island, where 3.1 million people are not allowed to vote, where modern birth control was created through eugenics, destroying the wombs of Puerto Rican women. This huracan is not the only storm our people have had to weather. Living in limbo, frontera born, indeterminate status, and island sinking. We have had our fair share of massacres. Vámonos, borinqueños, vámonos ya, que nos espera ansiosa la libertad, la libertad, la libertad, la libertad, la libertad. Thank you. All right, so that's it for me. Can we hear it again for Paterson Poetry Festival? If you want to keep up with me, I am at EESAHBEL on all platforms. That's Isabel. If you can't spell that, I have business cards. And be waiting for my chapbook that should be coming out at the end of this year. All right, thank you.
This young daredevil has decided to put their name on this list. Gabriel, are you here? Gabriel. Can we please give it up for Gabriel?
Greetings, everyone. Check, check, 1, 2. Gabriel Tanglao here, bringing in my Filipino ancestry into the space. Really grateful to be here to share in all of the beautiful poetry here today. So I'm just gonna share one poem that was inspired by a Mos Def verse, a Lauryn Hill poem, and a Lupe Fiasco freestyle. So it's 2 words to 100, real quick. 2 words. Elite system, divided states, hoard wealth, rat race. Class warfare, violent control, own bodies, sell souls. Screen age, stop movement, hold power, keep shooting. Killers rule, victims blame, take glory, no shame. Rip, ravage, ruin, reap, roll right, righteous reek. Forced labor, devour more, brutal conditions, rotten core. Seek truth, love self. Thank others, spiritual wealth. Be original, live bold. Forge peace, stay whole. Carry water, hold light, protect passion, shine bright. Motion stirs, humans rise, life rages deep inside. Imagine beyond broken chains, no limits, radical change. Youth lead, reach higher, teachers teach, soul fire, 100.
So you tore the mic down.
That shit on Broadway. Might cost me library. I'll let everything down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another feature. This future Hall of Famer is on her way to Canton, Ohio. Not only was she a regular at the legendary Bogies, but she is also the Adeco Award-winning playwright and actress. She's also the former host of the verses at the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. She finds herself with the new title of Doctor. Coming all the way from the fighting pride of Essex County, she is also a legendary deaf poetry jam poet. Can you please give it up for the undisputed poetic champion, Dr. Helena D. Lewis.
Understand why drugs were more important to him than us. And even though he grew up to be a bum, and I refused to collect phone calls from prison, I was so proud of him. The first time he came out of detox and spent 30 days in the VA. I brought him the first new pair of sneakers he had in years, the same pair he wore when he relapsed 2 days later, the same pair he wore when he kicked down the back door, the same pair he wore when he climbed through the back window, the same pair he wore when he took my cell phone, the same pair he wore when he took my rent money, the same pair he wore when I would pretend I did not know him, like he wasn't kin. And I know it's a sin. But how does one tell the world your family ain't perfect, never was, and never will be? And now that I've lived 3 siblings, 2 brothers, 1 sister, 1 to drugs, 1 to AIDS, 1 to a brain tumor. Smiling is hard, and holidays even harder. But if I could rewind the sound cues of our bigger and the spin 1 minute of each of them, I'll take it and cherish it to tell the 3 of them, and especially my brother E, what I never said when he was here, when they were here. I love you. All of you here, this pandemic has been really, really hard. For those of you, we have talked about it a little bit, I am an essential worker, I'm a social worker. I actually work in Patterson. I work with women who are incarcerated and they are re-entering back into society. So when everybody was having a falling apart moment, I had to keep it together because I had to go to work, because I had to make sure they was okay. Then I had to come home. My father, God bless him, he'll be 93 October 16th. So now I can't go upstairs to speak to him because I don't know what I got. And I'm just glad to get up now and inhale and exhale and just be amongst people, whether you're still wearing a mask or not. Do you gotta protect yourself? Because if you sneeze next to me, I'm gonna give you a dirty look. I was in the bathroom peeing and somebody sniffled. I was like, is this the right bathroom I need to be in? But, you know, I think we're going to be on guard forever. But to be human in these times, you know. This poem is called Stay Home. In the uncertainties of our tomorrows, I am fed mixed messages of hope. I have no confidant to share my concerns or sorrows. So I close my eyes to speak to me, myself, and I, balancing the necessity of my essentialness with being taken permanently from my family. If COVID wins and brings me home to break bread with my ancestors, will my headstone read, essential worker? Who would console my 91-year-old father? Will I finally be free of these student loans? Who would be brave enough to call me sacrificial instead of essential? Who would remember my name or that I couldn't stay home? Because it was not a luxury that was afforded to me. Because working from home means nothing to cashiers, to bus drivers, to home health aides, to Uber drivers, to corner store bodegas, to meat plant workers, to first responders, to next underneath after 8 minutes and 46 seconds, to mothers with no food for their children, to those who lay their heads at night under bridges, on sidewalks and shelters, winter, spring, summer, fall. The seasons keep changing and we keep falling short of our humanity. What does one say to a child without an address, without a home, with no lights, no heat, no Wi-Fi to upload that next school assignment? Shh, do you hear that? Somewhere in the Atlantic, a plastic bottle is not decomposing, unlike the 1 million and counting individuals who can no longer inhale and exhale their way into better days. Some of whom, like me, could not work from home in the comfort of safety with money for takeout and deliveries. Question why? Question why? Question why were the hundreds of thousands of working poor not considered essential until now? The paycheck to paycheck folks, the minimum wage, working 3 jobs and still can't make ends meet folks, dreaming of the American green, found hidden in task codes, redlining, institutional practices, and the culture of ignorance that force most to be indentured to an uncaring system where justice is not blind, just another noun for unfair. Can you hear me now? Or the protest cries of no more, never again, no justice, no peace. And even though 2020 sometimes feels like 1864, I wonder what skit, what poem, what monologue Professor Price would encourage me to pen today if I was still sitting in the third row of his African American history course in Compton Hall. I wonder, is this the other side of the mountain King preached about? I wonder if those who believe in equality and justice for all outnumber those who do not. I wonder if tomorrow is the day my COVID test is positive. I wonder what it feels like not to wonder, to be at peace with all things, to stay home. Okay, I don't mean to depress y'all, but that's just how I was feeling when I got up this morning. My mother, may she rest in peace. Oh my God, I love her. I miss her to death. And it's crazy how, out of tragedy, this is how the artist mind works, for those of you who are not artists, right? Something messed up would happen, and you be like, I can write a poem about that. I don't gotta go to therapy. I can write a poem about that. So, my mother, the day that she passed away, I called my friend John, and I was like, yo, I just came from the hospital, my mama just died. Now, if you know my friend John, you know he's an ass, right? But he didn't mean it the way I'm gonna say it, but I know what he was saying. As soon as I said, my mother just died, he said, oh my God, did you get the potato salad recipe? And in that moment, I was like, no, I don't have the potato salad recipe. And to this day, she's been going 11 years. Every Thanksgiving, Christmas, he goes, I can't believe you didn't get the potato salad. I want to dedicate this poem to all the mothers, all the aunties, all the women that have taken care of somebody else's child and adopted some that you didn't even know you had until you came to the Poetry Festival today. Look at Queen laughing back there. I love her outfit. Did y'all see her outfit? Come on with that voice, girl. This poem is called Mama. My mama was 27 years old, raising 4 children, working in the fields, picking beans and tomatoes for $4 a day. My mama was born and raised in the segregated South. She lived diversity and oppression firsthand. My mama didn't always have shoes. She walked to school barefooted. My mama did without so we can have. My mama could pinch a penny until it cried. My mama gave me my first car and paid the insurance on it so I wouldn't have to catch the bus late at night to get home from work. My mama made money when she was young, picking lip balls off of blankets for white women. My mama told me her father took the trash out and never came back, left her mother alone with 4 children to raise. I don't even know his name. My mama didn't finish school, but learned how to read and write, kept a diary in 1959 detailing surviving Black, poor, and female in the South. My mama told me my job was to go to school. My mama had a strange complexion, not Black, not white, more Native American than house nigga. My mama took her last breath in my arms, and I was the one who told her mother had died, and my brother, and my other brother. My mother taught us, don't call her at work with no bad news. My mother could not dance, but it never stopped her from doing the electric slide. My mama was one of those old school moms. You better be home before the street lights came on moms. Sit up in church and be still moms. My mama was 5'10", like she was 8 feet tall. My mama taught me right from wrong, was abused by my father until my siblings jumped him, beat him with brooms and mops, and he never touched her again. My mama moved from Homestead to New York in the 60s. She didn't want to go, left her 2 sisters and her mother behind because her husband couldn't find work. She must have been so scared. My father left my mother. She got on welfare, went back to school, earned her GED, and went to nursing school to become an LPN. My mama lived long enough to bury 3 of her children. She told me the worst thing a parent could ever do was outlive their child. My mom was funny, feisty, resourceful, had an ointment or a cream for whatever was bothering you, and she made the best potato salad. Y'all don't understand. My mother took care of my brother when he was diagnosed with AIDS. My mother used to tease me, say things like, I don't know why you came out so short. And I would respond, how are you going to blame me for your DNA? My mama kept my brother out the house when he was on drugs. My mother loved us all the same. We didn't always have what we wanted, but we always had what we needed. My mama told me she was frying fish when her water broke with me. She said, the doctor said, I see a foot. And she said, oh Lord, I'm going to die. She said the doctor told her there was nothing he could do. He pulled me out feet first. She said that's the reason why I'm always stepping into trouble. My mother went back to college when I was in high school, worked full time from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and still managed to get up every day and cook me breakfast for school. Grits, 2 eggs scrambled, bacon, toast, hot chocolate, even in the summertime, 2 slices of jelly toast and a glass of Tang. My mama would look at us and we would stop whatever we was doing in fear. My mama added an egg to her name, named me Helena. I'm the baby of 6, and when I grow up, I want to be just like my mama, my mama, my mama, my mama. And for my last poem, because I saw Queen up here talking about requests, and I know she was going to ask me to do this, I just pulled it out anyhow. It's called What You Know. Did I get it right, Queen? Did I get it right? Okay. So my name is Dr. Helene D. Lewis. Don't let the DR fool you. I'm still down to earth. I want to encourage anyone that is going to school or wants to go to school. My father didn't get past the 3rd grade, and he told me that I had to keep going. I'm the first person in my family to get their doctorate, and if I could be of any assistance to you, I ain't writing down your papers. But I would dash sure talk to you, point you in the right direction, and give you a go ahead girl, or go ahead guy, you can do it speech, okay? January 6th, y'all heard about that day that I was around. Was you looking at the TV like me, like, damn? Okay, so although this poem predates this, I think it sums up how I feel about some things going on in this country. Okay. And recently somebody asked me, they was like, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Newark. They was like, you got a little twang with you. Where are you really from? Then I was like, my mother's uterus. Then they asked me, and I thought about it. I should have said, well, I was supposed to be from Africa, but you know, that's a different story. Queen, I hope you're listening, because this is it. It's hard for me to do this poem. I get mad and shit. Oh, okay. Sorry for cursing. I said sugarless. What you know? What you know about storming the Capitol? What you know about insurrectionists? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about Jim Crow? What you know about domestic terrorism? What you know about whites only? What you know about no niggas, no pets? What you know about water hoses and German shepherds? What you know about dying to be free? What you know about having your foot cut off to keep from running? What you know about roots? What you know about the peculiar institution? What you know about the Trail of Tears? What you know about Jefferson's yellow niggas? What you know? What you know? What you know about working for free all your life? What you know about being whipped unconscious? What you know about being shot and killed for knowing how to read? What you know about being inspected like cattle, sold and separated from your family, getting your freedom and still not being free? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about the Emancipation proclamation? What you know about the Civil War? What you know about reparations? What you know about we ain't getting cracked because we've already been jacked? What you know about Ned Cobb, Nat Turner, the Underground Railroad, and Uncle Tom's Cabin? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about being called boy despite being a man? What you know about having crosses burned on your front lawn? What you know about World War I, World War II? And it's okay to die for your country overseas as long as when you return, you remember you are still a nigger and stay in your nigger place. What you know? What you know? What you know about the Scottsboro boys? What you know about Dred Scott? What you know about making your mark because you can't read or write? What you know about Plessy versus Ferguson? What you know about 8-year-old Linda Brown? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about building more jails and schools? What you know about slavery by another name? What you know about mass incarceration and mandatory drug sentencing? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about Morgan versus Virginia? What you know about getting to the back of the bus? What you know about life before Rosa Parks? What you know about Thurgood Marshall? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about Manifest Destiny? What you know about Christopher Columbus ain't discovered nothing? What you know about Walter White passing for white? What you know about the souls of black folks? What you know about the Tuskegee experiment? What you know about church bombings and little girls dying? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about poll taxes? What you know about guess how many jelly beans are in this jar and then you can vote questions? What you know about fixed elections? What you know about presidential elections in Hagen Jazz? What you know about Florida? What you know about the original Democratic Party? What you know about white primaries? What you know about slave states, slave codes, and the original almost walk on Washington? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about Smith versus Albright? What you know about the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments? What you know about being 3/5 of a person? What you know about the Constitution not being written for us? What you know about Emmett Till and why his mother kept that coffin open? What you know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921? What you know about the Greenwood section? What you know about 35 blocks of black businesses burnt down and no one white went to jail for the crimes they committed? What you know? 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 What you know about 41 shots? What you know about stop and frisk? What you know about white lynch mobs? What you know about get the cameras so we can take pictures next to this mutilated black body and make postcards? What you know about no justice, no peace? What you know about justice not being for us? What you know about the FBI and the CIA knowing every move that Malcolm and Martin made, but they still can't stop drugs from coming into the hood? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know? What you know about separate but equal? What you know about ain't much change? What you know about we still ain't free? What you know about America? 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 Peace, my name is Alicia Rose. Follow me at NJEA.com. If you Google my name, all types of stuff come up. We like the public.
Right there. You need a little bit more HDL in your life, isn't that right? HDL color. I'm gonna read this one poem and introduce to you a legend. Ain't nobody got no time for no love poems. What you know? Ain't nobody got no time for no love poems. Don't nobody care about no love when we got the blues and we got bills and we got blues songs about the bills. Don't nobody care about your doggone lips or how them damn lips be coated in amnesia or how when they touch me anywhere, like I said. Ain't nobody got no time for no love poem. And even if we did have time for love poems, ain't we heard everything there is to hear about it? Love and lust and what love and lust wants us to do. Ain't nobody got no time for no love poem. We gotta get ready for war with these damn poems, arm our children with these poems, record our history with these poems. These poems were intended to apprehend, you know, the ones who wasn't running away, got taken away, are still away, and can't find their way back home. These poems, even with the right to a souls forgotten in the middle passage. Praise those fighting the thieves who stole. Admonish the ones who sold us, the ones who bought who was being sold, and the ones who sold our souls and buried us beneath so much legislation and water. So much water. These are protest poems. Ain't nobody got no time for no damn love poems. We gotta make these words ammunition. These poems have jobs. Real serious issues must be tackled with these poems. Can't nobody be wrestling with thoughts of increased heartbeats and panting and panting and panting and panting. Like I said, ain't nobody got no time for no love poems. Somebody gotta write about blood and bullets and pain and poverty. Somebody gotta write about real racism and all the damn isms and the cousins of the isms and Karen. Somebody gotta deal with Karen. Ain't nobody in love with none of that, so we ain't got no time for love poems. We ain't got no time for love poems, and even if we did have time for love poems, your body, that is my body too, and our tired souls, which are tired souls and old souls too, would blend with soul and mind. We make the kind of love that we produce and love children who we be trying to protect and teach and write love poems to and for and about, like this one that wasn't trying to be no love poem, but damn, ain't it love that make us write these poems. I want to bring to the stage a legend. Wade Hudson and his wife Cheryl is in the house. Wade and his wife are celebrating their 34th year of children's publishing, and not just children's publishing. Just Us Books is the first publishing company in this state to publish children's book for Black children. You can go ahead and clap right there. Black children like me got to see ourselves in storybooks written for us for the first time ever because of Just Us Books, and they are still going strong after 34 years. I'm only 12. All right, you didn't fall for that. So I want to, I have his bio, but I don't have it in front of me, I apologize. But most importantly than all of the accolades, Wade Hudson is a publisher of many, many books, some of which you need to be a part of, you need to experience, and I want to encourage you to do so. Just Us Books has a table here at Paterson Poetry Festival, and we're all going to be headed over there soon. I want to encourage you to buy something and support 34 years of children's publishing, of poetry, of celebrating cultural diversity, of representation, of the long, long list. These books have jobs, and this publishing company has a job, and these poems have jobs, and I want to introduce to you this legend, Mr. Wade Hudson.
What's up? What's up? Come on now, what's up? What's up? Let's give a big shout out for the 5th Patterson Poetry Festival. I have been writing ever since I was a little kid, 7 or 8 years of age. I would sit on the porch of my house in Louisiana and just write about the world around me. When I was growing up, there were not books in our library or in the bookstore, the local bookstore, that had characters or stories that related to the people I knew and to my history and my culture. And that is why my wife Cheryl and I, and she's seated back there, started our company, Just Us Books. When I went to college, it's really where I found a whole world of books written by black authors that I did not know about. And some of those authors were from the black arts period of the 60s and the 70s, Hakeem Mabute, Sonia Sanchez, Nikki Giovanni, and Hakeem started his publishing company, Third World Press, in 1969. So he has been around publishing books for 55 years. And one of my goals was to be published, have some of my poems published by Third World Press. And about a year and a half ago, that became a reality for me. This is my collection of poems called Journey, and it was published by Third World Press. So I'm going to read two selections from this, from the book. The first one is called It's Your Time. And I wrote this poem because oftentimes, you know, we are not inspired, we're not motivated. We find reasons why we don't pursue whatever goal or whatever vision that we have for our lives. And this poem sort of speaks to the need to just push things out of the way and press forward. It's called It's Your Time. Kick it, kick it, kick it to the curb. It's your time now. So kick it, kick it, kick it to the curb. You've been bound too long. You've been shaded too often. You've been checked too much. You've been passed over too many times. So kick it, kick it, kick it to the curb. You've been made to wait. You've been pushed to the side. You've had to hold back. You've had to mute your song. So kick it, kick it, kick it to the curb. Time to write your own story. Time to sing your own tune. Time to weave your own tapestry. Time to create your own world. You can do it if you kick it, kick it, kick it to the curb. All that's in your way, kick it. All that's there to muzzle you, kick it. The don'ts, kick them. The can'ts, kick them. The what ifs, kick them. No time to hold back. Just kick it, kick it all to the curb. It's your time now. You can do it if you kick it to the curb. Thank you. About 2 years ago, my mother passed away. And like many of you, she was the bedrock. She was the foundation for our family. But she was a simple woman. She got us for the 4th grade. And so when she passed away, I wanted to write something to remember her, but to remember her in all of her grandeur. And so I came up with this poem, and it's simply titled, Remembering My Mother. She was not the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. She was not a doctor who discovered the cure for a menacing disease. She did not lead a movement that knocked down doors of discrimination and racism. She didn't write award-winning books or record popular songs. She was considered a simple woman, born and raised in a southern town with its southern ways and segregation caste. Perhaps locked up inside her, never to be explored, was the potential to have been a pioneering doctor, a history-changing lawyer, or the head of her own restaurant chain. Yet her life was so much more meaningful than what Jim Crow sought to render. She mastered the roles that she could embrace. No woman could have been a more caring, loving, and supportive mother. Her guiding hands and curated wisdom nurtured the village. Her heart and arms were open to all. There were no strangers to her. Her faith could move mountains and often did. Troubled ones sought her, for they knew she would care. Her legacy is replete with helping hands given, encouragements offered, and lives impacted in the most profound ways. I Love You was a soundtrack of her connection with those whom she touched. No, she was not the head of a big corporation, nor was she responsible for a great invention noted by historians. She wasn't the first to reach a great achievement. She was considered a simple woman. Yet she touched lives in extraordinary ways, and that lifted her to unforgettable status. She was my mother. Thank you very much.
Can you please give it up one more time? One more time. Justice Brooks. Legendary. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this heavyweight champion comes all the way from Florida. And speaking of Florida, can we just take a quick moment for those who have endured and have suffered under the Hurricane Ian? Thank you. Without further ado, this poetic heavyweight champion has been published in over 30, and I repeat, 30 literary magazines. This man steps on the stage in a way that is so dynamic, you're holding for a treat. So can we please give a warm applause for the one and only Mr. Robin Anthony Gibbons.
How's everybody doing? It's such good energy in here. Give it up to the Patterson Poetry Festival one more time. 5 years. Thank you, Queen. Thank you to Wordseed. Thank you to the amazing gentleman that just read before me. It's just an amazing moment. I'd like to just pay homage to my ancestors, to my grandmother Versie and Maddie, and to my grandfathers Jethro and Robert. Ashe. I am from Southern Florida, so I'm from the Everglades of Southern Florida. So some of the chant poems you might hear they might have a water theme to them. And the thing I love about the Paterson Poetry Festival is that it runs my birthday. My birthday is coming up October 3rd, so it's a great time for me. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming home and carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. The Everglades is on the chariot, coming for to carry me home. The Everglades is on the chariot, coming for to carry me home. James Weldon Johnson is on the chariot, coming for to carry me home. James Weldon Johnson is on the chariot, coming for to carry me home. I know who I am, a black boy that's southern. I am pure sunshine. My mind is always on this. I found the best time of my life in rough, black pitch midnight, the place I am one with earth. It birthed me, so I know that I am a king. I am a warrior because I am a tiller of earth, born on a black hip. I am a king because there were bosoms and crock pots and ironing boards and big TVs, and it means something to look up and love my uncles and cousins who loved me 2 streets over, and we were not family, we were family. Not this part where we didn't speak or divide, but we provided the sun. We could reach to the top of a mango tree. We preached from the rhythms of our natural brown and black feet. It was not pastoral, but it was our history. When I seek out this mystery a certain time of year, the smoke would rise way up there in the atmosphere. From behind the cornfield, I could still smell the celery and that small crunches and make potato salad. And if you know about a little mayonnaise and a little paprika, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little dirt from the herb makes it so good. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Zora near Hurston is on my chariot, coming for to carry me home. Zora near Hurston is on my chariot, coming for to carry me home. For Joy Harjo, first Native American Poet Laureate of the United States. Where are you going? I'm going to the library, and this is my communion, and this is my future. Just yesterday, I rushed home to the same song. I rushed home with a tote bag full of books, took my day job face, unlaced my frustration, paced back and forth, changed from slack to dungarees, plead with myself not to feel the failure. Tell me I am motivated. I am so satisfied. Organized my journal that was on the floor in the morning, walked down the block and mocked the despair, care not to deal with failure, care not to spill it over into the atmosphere. I belong to no one, only to the library, only to the pious and pity. As I poured over the books and looked for the answer, I belong to the stacks. The way layer upon layer, page upon page is constantly writing, constantly fighting to find voice, and this I did right. I self-motivate and not medicate. I self-motivate and not medicate because I use it as a temple, as a monastery. I fell into a prairie of thought, not bought a soul, not told to be published, not covered with credentials, and this I did right. Last night I wanted to open my journal to burn my dreams in between the sheet and paper. And how many times did I want this? How many people really didn't earn this? So I made it to the table with my pen and my ladle, so I dipped it in and out all night long. For the Everglades, those that burn sugarcane. Warning, this poem is about sugarcane burning. for my ancestors that died on the muck in Belle Glade, Florida. Dear Robert, here in the Everglades, we need you to compose a poem for sugarcane burning in southern Florida. Thank you so much. Warning. There is a loud spurt of white in the sky, and no, it's not a cloud, but this orb inches asthma and chronic lung disease. But the 1 to 6 deaths are still senseless. Warning, I have known people like me that live and breathe their entire life on the southern shores of Lake Okeechobee. These same people have been my family or my kinsmen or my comrades or my neighbors who deserve the same quality of life, not our more protected neighbors that share the same county of Palm Beach, Florida. Warning, the same people that hold the bounty that make all of us. Warning, we are Palm Beachers. Our children and our children have made such a claim as if the name is Palm Beach, then we are lesser known brand, but the name is not the same when it comes to the glades, the Everglades of Western Palm Beach County. So we reach back into our inequality, into our inequity to speak from the depth of our consciousness. We see like you see, we feel like we feel. Our parents and our progenitors, our ancestors have labored over the years at the whistle of the sugar mill. Our ancestors have died from the unknown and the known, and we remember them here. So warning, Palm Beach, Florida. Now because of their legacy represents our future, it is clear the journey has been as long as Lake Okeechobee. When we ride to the end of the road, to the end of the Everglades, it's too late to go back and demand. We command you to consider our longevity. Warning to our children of Palm Beach County that will never breathe fresh air, that they live episodic smoke and sugarcane fires that choke the future, the sutures of wounds that have been gathered over the generations to our people. The poet of Everglades offers you a warning. Some sound happened in the middle of my block. A bird had fallen from the sky and people had to rescue it before it died. I thought it to be a movie set, or the next door with a house full of children, cruise the street with baby stroller, overcoat with quilted blanket in search of the organic, and the world is on edge. Only a small bird had fallen from heaven like manna or leavened bread, its head contorted, a gravitational pull of its weight, its fuselage of its body manacled to the cement. So I went to hear the commotion, to add my portion to the crowd, the loud display of concern, and I thought I did not have to earn the right each morning to swim in my own filth with the limbless and the feeble and the needy. I spent the night as naked as a tree limb. My charge is not metaphorical, only emotional, the right to breathe or succeed my negativity on others or project my insecurity on the pure wind. And so it begins. May it come down to a sign, a signal, a light post, wherever hope is, where charity is, became threadbare from the accoutrements, and missionary, a bird fell, and because of it, there is hell. There is a climatological paradigm shift, maybe a rift between sea and sky, maybe a slim margin of possibility. I could not imagine in our lifetime we would have a rain of locusts, but try to refocus on the good. If I could just migrate back where peace is, if I could release where, believe this sudden wind when the man said the bird can be saved. Yes, sir. I'll read one more time. Thank you so much for having me. The Bronx asked me to compose a piece, so this is what I gave them. The Bronx Council for the Arts, thank you for publishing this piece. Don't let the devil ride. Don't let the devil ride. And don't let him talk to you. Don't let the devil ride. I know y'all getting ready for open mic. I'm ready here. Y'all open mic. Don't give me one more. Let the devil ride. Don't let the devil ride. It was on 86th Street. It was 86th Street 5 years ago. I reached down into a pit after leaving some of my possessions on a seat, and the world went underground. The world I thought I knew, not a divided one, not a world that collided with this impossibility. My attention may have been drawn to the art of Kandinsky or the constant graffiti that's in my head. They always overcrowd me in this overcrowded church. The anti-Semite or the Nazi sympathizer, the late-night cruiser. Even if you're a dancer, perchance you might chant to the wall or fall down from intoxication. But it was on 86th Street 5 years ago near Lex, where I dropped a small mail purse full of cash and credit cards, and I said, oh my God, I'm done. This is New York. You just don't do this here in this city of petty cash. I punished myself with anxiety. I cried immaturity and sobriety. If I were drunk, maybe I would have been more careful with this city is so full of labels. In the back of my head, I knew that wallet would never return. I had been burned. I said to myself, it was that late night scrap hanger. They would cross it, look inside, toss it, and I would be dead upon arrival. Said they would open my privacy. For now, I would distrust the government, would still believe in a failed humanity. Would I believe in this long process of renewal? But for now, my wallet was missing. It was like searching for missing jewels. The drone behind glass would have no compassion. It was a story that we had heard year after year, midnight after midnight. It was not sensational or romantic enough. It was too jade or downright trite. A sort of harassing voice said, drop your wallet, sir. You dropped your wallet? I know there is a certain combination of protocols, a nursery of questions, or even laughter about it behind the feigned sophistication. Sir, you dropped your wallet. Just call it taken, she told me. It was night, but to her, it was a daylight revelation. Call it a shakedown. Call it missing like the 3,000 children living in the subway system, like DC or Chicago, in the hovels of Detroit or Miami. This is a big system. There is a rhythm behind the way we do things. My wallet was one of them. My wallet was like a toddler, like the Romanian woman that held her baby that night and asked for money. My wallet, I would fold her and place her in a particular order every day. If she were female, then I would call her Bridget. If it were male, then I would call him Charlie. What a way to end my day. The grief is in every step, each chance encounter. Sir, are you listening? Your wallet is missing. If you dare to believe, there's a lost and found on 34th Street. But this is a sequence of facts. This is 86th Street and not 34th Street. And frisk me right here. Tell them, sir, you drop your wallet and they will take you through the process. It will take you 3 years to go through grief and loss counseling, and additional to receive assurance that there is no inkling of identity. Tell them that you're American, Armenian, Jewish, Hebrew. Tell them, sir, that you've lost your wallet in this city. You are invisible on an island of 8 million. You are nobody. Cop a plea. Tell them you smoked marijuana 2 years ago and seal your deal. Appeal to the council and maybe one day you'll have a good government job. It was like a third rail. It was a smell of the old and new, the consignment and the few that would be so lucky, that would be giving. So I did it. I made an appointment to the lost and found on 34th Street. And people would probably give up. Some people bank on this, but this is New York. You can't. In my only hope, I began to gloat and smirk behind the limestone and sheetrock, behind the steel clock. It was old and rusty. My insanity would not protect me. No wonder there are cables when the world is so unstable. I stood there beneath Frida Kahlo, beneath Guston Klimt, like the darkness of a Courbet painting, just waiting for Bridget or Charlie to return. I had earned the right to ask for her back. Among 1,000 bags and socks, umbrellas, manila-colored pieces of history left in one room, like a doomsday on a subway tomb, my baby returned. Sir, let me check. And the fatal voice countered, let me make sure you're pure. Sir, you are so fortunate. Someone returned it with cash and card attached with a note that said, I found this on 86th Street. Thank you so much.
We all have different stories and experiences, and being able to share that with one another is exactly what is needed. It's all about community, and it's all about also, inspiration, hope, and education.
To an aspiring poet, I would say be free, don't follow the rules, right? Especially at first, just do what it is that reflects who you are, because no one else can give the world you, right? And so whatever you write, if it's from you, if it's of you, and it's honest, it will be worthy. So write it.
I would just like to say thank you. Thank you to the community. Thank you to our partners. We've been working on this for 365 days, and we are so grateful for everyone's support. Thank you, Passaic County. Thank you to the Patterson Museum. Thank you to Cavan Carey Press. Also, all of the other sponsors and partners. We are so grateful for your support. The 5th annual Paterson Poetry Festival would not have been possible if everyone's support wasn't here.